Hey everybody, so it's Christmas Day for me. So I'm very blessed because I don't really have very many responsibilities for Christmas. My wife pretty much takes care of them all. I swear, Rhett was dead quiet. She didn't have a thing to say until this video started. So she's fun. It's gonna be interesting. Anyways, I don't really have any responsibilities for Christmas Day, but I have taken on one responsibility, and that's like I try to clean all the floors from end to end. And we have like a Roomba-like object, vacuum cleaner that also like works with me too. So while we clean up, but you have to be very strategic. You have to set up things so it doesn't wander off where it's not supposed to wander off, and all that. But anyways, I did want to mention that yesterday I did look up the plant that that Rhett was chewing on, and it said that it's highly toxic to humans, mildly toxic to dogs and cats, and toxic to some birds. And it said that it told I was basically going through it with ChatGPT, and it said that you would see it within 10 minutes to 2 hours, and to observe them eating and drinking. If they're eating and drinking, they'll probably be fine. They're probably okay. Never didn't seem to phase her at all, so I don't know. But I thought it might be toxic because when she was chewing on it during the video, I could actually had some mild eye and nose irritation. So yeah, birds do have a different physiology than humans, so there's that. But it would have been really sad, yeah, if something had happened to her. The thing about birds is they do like these birds will tend to live 85 years, 85ish years, but they're pretty fragile, so they don't tend to live that long because something normally happens to them. So that's the thing. And then anytime she has ever gotten sick and had some close calls, they were pretty bad. And then but then she recovered. But when it went bad, when she got sick, like literally 10 minutes, she was fine. And then 10 minutes later, she was fallen. And then we'd take her to the vet or whatever. And then you know, like just out of nowhere, she would just be sick when she wasn't sick at all. Um, Unlike the dogs or us, where we kind of slowly sort of degrade and get sick, they get sick like that. Um, yeah, Rhett, you get sick like that. She has not been sick, knock on wood, like in 10 years. So, anyways, yeah, but it's Christmas, and I need to knock this out and then go out and start cleaning up the floors. We have some family coming over, and we are Pittsburgh Steelers fans, so we're gonna watch the game on Netflix today. It's gonna be very interesting to see how that technology works out. It'll be also very interesting to see what sort of viewership they get. Because it's American football, but apparently it's very popular around the world. But most people around the world don't really have a good way to access it. But Netflix seems to have gotten good penetration all around the world, so that's going to be interesting. But so the last few days I've been like sort of on overdrive, just adding meshes that we didn't have before. So here are the meshes that we added. We added a plane, and then I'm going to move that to the left. 3, maybe -5 might make sense. -4. I'm going to move it up 3. No, let's see, 3. Let's see, 2.5. And then we'll give it a normal material, and we will just have it rotate along all 3 axes, and we will animate it. And this is one of the things I don't like about the way I set up animation is while I did use it to my advantage many times, I don't like how it like goes back to the original. Like I wish it was just so. It's kind of weird. Oh, 2.5. It's like it looks like it's moving. Um, so I don't. Maybe the animations should be meshed. So like for rotation, I'm using it to my advantage, right? Like it's rotating back to its original spot, so I don't have to do any work. Um, 6. So I think it's doing full rotation now. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to try our next one. And so that is the plane. And this is the circle. And it's going to go to a x position of, let's say, -3. Okay, and y position of 2.5. Might be maybe 2.5. And now we'll go ahead and turn it into a circle. Cool. And it's like I almost want to make, I don't know. Circle just is so much bigger. And then I think I'm kind of mad at myself. I think I did mess with this so that it ended up having these things. So let's go to the service. And let's look up our circle geometry. Circle geometry. Let's see what we do for the 32 and is there another? Oh, it's down here. Oh, so I wonder if I'd have made it a radius of. Okay, so it's just it initially starts off with that smaller radius. But it's like, man, I don't know. I guess that's probably too big. Because a radius, like if really what I want is like a diameter of one. But so there's that, and I don't know. Let's. Oh, so as long as I don't save this, it won't update it. We won't lose that. So I'm going to make it a normal. And I'm going to. I think the other ones are 6, right? So let's just go with 6. 6. And 6. And let's animate it. That is really neat, though. And then Y position, we'll have it stay at its original Y, 2.5. And we will go to the X position of -2.5. Oh. So I definitely have some weird bug in there on that. So let's go back and look at the circle real quick, or at the plane. I guess yeah. So they have the exact same rotation. You kind of see that they do disappear at the same time, and all that. All right. So let's move on. Let's add our. I don't even know what it's called. Dodahedron. I wonder if I can copy that. Yes, that's nice. Control Dodahedron. And I guess it should be like 0 on the X and 2.5 on the Y. It should probably have a radius of 0.5. guess it should be to the left a little bit. Maybe -1. 1, and then we're going to rotate it 6 on the X, 6 on the Y, and 6 on the Z. And then we're going to give it a normal. And we are going to animate it. You like that, Rhett? Oh my God, that is so cool. That is just so freaking cool. One, and then Y position 2.5. And little decimal point bug. So that is my dodahedron. Let's see what's next. Next is add mesh. So I don't know, whatever the one is with 4 sides is probably going to be better for that spot. But we'll move them around when we get there. Tetrahedron. So that's the 4-sided one. I think we still want to go to 0.5. And it looks like we want, let's copy this. And we're going to just, for now, we're going to move it to 1 and 2.5. Yes, that's the 4-sided one. I wonder if 0, if it'll actually fit. I don't think it'll fit in 0. Well, it seems like it'll fit in 0. And then normal. And then animate it. Oh, I thought I did 6 along the X, 6 along the Y, 6 along the Z. And then in the animations, 2.5. And then on the Y, on the X, 0. It's already at 0. So I guess they seem like they may be a little too close to each other. I don't know. That seems almost perfect. So they're 1 apart. So maybe this one should be. Yeah, this is the place to do this. What if I made this -3? Thought I tried that. -3. -2 and -2. Yeah, that's too much. Should be like, probably like 2.8. And then 2.8. And so then that should be like 1.6. 1.6. And see, it's actually using things like this that end up making, like, where you end up understanding what you really want. So it's 1.2, so that should be -0.4. And then, which then means that it would be better if this was 0, right? We probably want that as 0, I guess. I don't know. Let's get them all laid out, and then I guess we can move them around. And plus, I do want to swap this one over into this spot. And then I guess the square is actually the next one. The cube, the actual cube itself. So mesh. We're going to add a mesh, and then we are going to make it a cube. And that is what it is. And I guess it should start at at 1.2, because that's, is that right? Yeah, no. It should be at 0.8, I think. 0.8. So these are 1.2 apart. So 1.2 more than that would be, I think it is 1.2. 1.2 apart. So that's 0.2 would be, negative 0.2 would be 0.2 would be there. And then if you added one more, that would be 8.8. And then we know the y position is supposed to be 2.5. And we know that this width should only be 0.5 instead of giving it a full out. And we know the height needs to be 0.5. And we know the depth needs to be 0.5. And then we know we want to rotate it by 6 along the x, 6 along the y, and 6 along the z. We know we want it to be a normal. And we know we want it animated. And that's weird. It seems small. Like it's, well, no, it seems like it's like the appropriate size. So now we go to animations, and we know we want this to be the same. We know we don't want it moving along the x or the y. All right, so that's pretty cool. And now we are, now we can add the next one, which is the, don't know what it is, but so cube was the default. So I think we did a tetrahedron. I don't think we did a tetrahedron. So octahedron I think is next. So we did a tetrahedron. Octahedron. And it is 1.2 over, so that would put it at 2. For some reason, it seems really big. I guess, I don't know why. 2.5. I wonder if it's still a cube. Well, it is just a radius. Let's go to make it a normal. Okay, so that is, seems way too big though. It's just for the moment, just play along. We'll just play along. It's obviously wrong, but animated. And yeah, so that's weird because that acts more like a diameter than a radius. So, but that is weird. That, okay, so that's 8-sided. So it's next to the 6-sided octahedron. I guess that makes sense that that is 8. Let's see. And that is big pimpin'. That is awesome. All right, so what do we have left? I think we have 2 left. I'm not sure though. Add mesh. What is after octahedron? At least we're back in order again. Oh, looks like all we have is the one left, the isohedron, which I believe is the 20-sided. And it's big too. 0.5. So one of my sons' name is Rod, and the other name is Lex, and my bird just said Rex. Okay, isohedron. 3.2, which I don't know even, yeah, that will show up. 3.2, and then they're all at 2.5. So I thought I was going to have more than one row. So obviously that isn't wrong, and it's supposed to be 3.2, not 4.2. And it's supposed to be a, we'll do the rotation, 6 along the x, 6 along the y, 6 along the z, and it is a normal. And now we'll animate it. Go to animation, and 3.2, 0.2, and y is 2.5. And that is awesome. So I think this guy should be in that position. So I think this is the tetrahedron. And I think all I want to flop is x position, so that's kind of cool. So we can say that the dodahedron, I think, should go over there. So it should go to the 2 position. And then, that actually was kind of cool though. Let's hit Control Z. Let's do this. Negative 1.6, and 2. Okay, so then that's fun. Okay, so this guy is actually supposed to go, this guy is supposed to go over. So let's have them. Oh my gosh, this is so neat, guys. Okay, so that I believe is the tetrahedron. So it's supposed to go to negative 1.6. That is so neat. And then this one is supposed to go to negative 0.4. Right? It's supposed to go from there to there. So, and this is just an amazing experience. Okay, so he's supposed to go to negative 0.4. He actually, I think, is supposed to stay where he's at. And then this guy, the octahedron, is supposed to go to negative 4. That is awesome. All right, so then I wonder if I make them all. What is the very middle? The middle is negative 0.4. So what if I make them all start at negative 0.4? That is so neat. And now let's go to the Y. And I'm going to say I want it to go, I want them all to start at 0. I'm like, why are 2 of them not on there? It's because they were below the fold. So then I would like the camera to start at looking at negative 0.4. I don't even know. It seems like it's, oh, and then I want it animated as well. Let's go to animation, perspective camera. This is the Y. Let's go to the X. Okay, I think I want to stay at -0.4. Oh, it didn't. I hope that's not broken. So it didn't seem to work over there for some reason. And it still just doesn't seem to be looking at negative. Yeah, I don't think the camera is actually redrawing. Oh, I changed its X position, not what it looked at. Okay, so I'm going to change this, yeah, -0.4. Oh, yeah. Okay, phew. So the thing is the look at is the thing, and that's supposed to be point. And point. So the look at is the thing I want to change. So it's the X look at. Negative. And it's supposed to be negative and negative. Because I'm trying to center things up. So, and then the Y look at, I think I want it to look at 2.5. 2.5. Yeah, so that's right. So I want to take the, so it's end. Oh, okay. So actually, I want to start at 0 and kind of go with it. Okay, so you don't really see it. There's no. It actually just looks like it's separating apart because the camera is staying with it. So it kind of loses that entire effect. What if I do 0? So now you can kind of see it. I wonder what happens if I go -1. So if I start at, what if I start at -5? I'm just curious. What if I start at 1? What if I start at 2? If I end at, so I'm starting and I'm looking up. This thing's moving along with it, and then the camera's moving down at the same time. I feel like it's moving too fast. Yeah, I love it. I think that is just so awesome. What if I move it faster? I wonder what the experience is. 6. So that's cool. That's really cool. How long has this been? 30 minutes. 30 minutes of having fun playing with the tool that I built. I mean, there's just like nothing better, like as a software developer. Um, I mean, it's really cool, like when you build stuff and other people use it and they're like, oh, that was really awesome. It helps them in their day, makes their life better, helps them make a living, things like that. And that is something you don't get in modern. So it used to be that when you would work with people, when you'd work on stuff, you normally were like one node away from them. Like you'd actually get to watch the people use your software, so you'd see the effect, and that can be pretty cool. Um, I have, I think my last job, the last job I had, um, like I never even knew the name of a single person that used the software. I never knew literally anything about them. Like not like what their day to day was like, what they did for a living, what they did, you know, like what their ups and downs are, what their life experiences are. Nothing. Like I literally knew absolutely nothing about. Like I had a manager, I had a product owner, I had other developers that I worked with, and we'd write code. And then I'm pretty sure that my manager and the product developer only talk to their sort of equivalents on the other side of whatever. And I don't even know because we were building a bunch of stuff for even different, like all kinds of different users. And then they would talk to managers. No, my manager, I don't think ever talked to anybody on at the customer. And then the customer, my product manager, I believed, talked to a manager, her manager, and I think her manager talked to people, managers on the other side, who then talked to product managers on the other side, who then talked to users managers, and then they talked to people who actually used the software that I created. So like by the time, like if they had some sort of issue that was bugging them, by the time it got to me, we had already had like 6 nodes of changed. Like who knows what their problem was. And then I would build it based on what I knew, and maybe I couldn't build exactly what my manager was asking for, and so then it would go propagate all the way through back to them. So it was like there's a zero sort of feedback, real true feedback. Um, Now my current job, we do actually see the users, and we actually get to observe them use the software from time to time, and that is neat. Um, there are still lots of layers between us, the actual work and all that, but we actually get to see them use it. So, that's kind of nice, but there's just nothing. This is amazing, right? Like, I just spent a half hour of my life experience having a great time building this graphic here, which then now I understand what these different things are a lot better, and which like I've heard that word, uh, the geometries word, Platonic geometries. I've heard that word before. Never really meant much to me, but now it totally means a lot to me. I totally understand what they're talking about. Um, you know, and then you know, it's just really like I couldn't necessarily say which one of these is a dodahectron, um, but I know one of these is a dodahectron. I think it's this guy here. I think this guy over here is the tetrahedron. Um, but like, just my knowledge of things, and just the fact that I got to use this and build something that I learned from, um, and that I got to see like just the cool results, of that. It would be kind of cool, I guess. Let's try this. So this one starts at -4. So let's start it at negative point. They all started at -0.4. So I'm gonna make this 4, and then I'm gonna make this 2.8, and then I'm gonna make this one -2. And then I'm going to make this one negative 1.6. And then I'm going to make this one negative -0.8. And then I'll make this one positive 0.4. kind of weird. I would have thought that they would all hit like at 0 at the halfway mark. So like if I pause this and I go to 3 seconds, let me use my little arrows. So this guy's too far, right? So I wonder. So this guy for some is at 4, but everybody else, or this guy's at 1.4. Oh, because he was supposed to be negative 3.2. I wonder if that's some kind of bug. I mean, okay, guys, that's cool. I mean, the fact that in real time I can see where it is at the specific time, that I can fix this right now. Um, I mean, geez, that is cool. Oh, negative 0.4. No, 0.4. And then who else is messed up? This guy's messed up. Circle's messed up. You can see it up there. And that's supposed to be 2 point. This is definitely a known bug. 8. Now we can turn it back on. I think that is so cool. And like it would be so much better. Okay, so my camera is definitely looking at the wrong thing in the X position. And I'm guessing it's because, oops, wrong one. Animation, I wanted to do camera. Okay, so that whole thing, I will say, is awesome. And it was a benefit of this specific view. So I do think that my new system has to provide this view, because that was a really good user experience right there. What am I looking at X look at? So it's always looking at negative 4.4, and I feel like that is right. But it feels like it's, well, maybe it's just because of where I'm sitting. Yeah, I think it was just where I was physically sitting. I think that is actually right down the middle. But yeah, because I'm off to the right of the view a little bit. But anyways, yeah, so that was cool. I'm glad I did that. It's definitely super, super duper rewarding. Um, Incredible Christmas gift to myself. I've been working on this all year long, a whole year. All of 2024, I worked on this. I'm hoping to build a better one in 2025. There's certain things that I would definitely do different, and not at the and a not the very least of which I should have put all these into a playlist in YouTube. Um, so uh, so that was a mistake, and people have been frustrated with that, because I think some people would like to use this as a learning experience. Not a lot, just a couple people, and they would love to be able to start at the first video and just work their way through, and trying to find my silly naming, which is accurate, but not terribly useful, and mostly because YouTube is doesn't make it very easy to navigate through people's stuff. It definitely feels like it's off to the right to me. It's point 4 off to the right to me, and I could definitely figure that out. I don't know if it's worth figuring out, but um, it definitely, maybe it's the Z. Is it the Z? No, it shouldn't be the Z, because Z is how far in and out it is. But anyways, I probably should get to my prep for Christmas Day, the Christmas festivities. The game starts in 4 hours and 19 minutes, so I would love to have like I try to really, 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 really clean our floors, like give them a deep cleaning every holiday. Whenever I have a day off, we like to have some family members over and provide a really good meal, and have and one of my main contribution is on those days we do a big cleaning I do a big floor cleaning exercise, and that means that the floors get pretty thoroughly cleaned about 6 to 8 times a year that way. We generally keep them clean in general, especially because of Rhett, because she loves to take her food and throw it all over the place. So we pretty much sweep up on a daily basis. But there's just some days you just need to really, really clean it. Um, like I said, so probably tomorrow, I'll kind of back up the existing code that's out there, right? So the existing distribution, um, because once it's built, you can't really it. Well, you could go back and get and then rebuild from there, but that gets to be really complicated. Um, but it's good to just back up anything that had been deployed out to the web, and then build a new one that's deployed, and then FTP it up there, and then since the site isn't heavily used, I don't have to do any like sort of strategies towards um, deployment strategies. Like it's usually a good idea to sort of take your web server and point it at a directory that's the old code, and then put your new, like, that's maybe even dated, like blah 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 blah. Put the new code out there, and then change where the web server's pointed at so that it's looking at the old code, so like no users are interrupted. um, and then um, maybe give it an hour, and then push your new code to the whatever don't directory makes sense, and then point your web thing to the new thing. And that should not affect it is possible that someone may not have some resource that you know there's an outside possibility that something weird could happen, but it's very, very unlikely if you do it that way. I don't think I think it's very unlikely anyone's actually going to be using it, but I'll at least back up what I have and then FTP this up, um, and all that. But anyways, let me see this. Is that the right one on the far right? Yeah, it is. Um, this is so freaking awesome. Um, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the roses. Oh, they smell delicious. Happy coding, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Bye.